regards to benefit claims, is the VA making any progress towards completing benefit delivered at discharge claims? So, for reference, all of the claims kind of go into one pot. Benefits delivered at discharge would mean you process prior to getting out, so you already have your rating in hand. So, any commentary on that?
Well, I mean, look, to be blunt, the VA is a sloth at best. That's just my view. That's what I've seen from the agency. They still have a large portion of their administrative staff is still working remotely. A lot of them are still not back. I don't know why, but that's the way it is. The president hasn't really demanded that they be back in the office, and so a lot of them are still working remotely. It's not just there, but it's across a myriad of other aspects of the federal government. And so make sure that the benefits are actually getting paid out on time is very, very bureaucratic, and it's unfortunate. I think that, especially with where we are, where, I can access everything from my bank account to stock quotes, I can use Cash App and send you money right now. There's so many things that I can do, but the VA still operates as if it's 1977, and I just think that's ridiculous. So I know there's a couple of members who have some VA modernization proposals, but what it's really going to take is leadership out of the executive branch to get that changed. They are starting to pick it up, but we're just not where we need to be. And then because of, I don't want to get into this blaming COVID mess, because that's an excuse. The reality is that the agency shut down like most of the country. They didn't really keep up the pace, even though people still had medical needs, people still had benefit needs, whether they were at work or at home. That stuff continued, but the VA did not continue at pace of what it needed to be doing. So they're behind. They're not back at operating capacity. I don't think they've really been at operating capacity, but they're not at least previous COVID operating capacity. That is slowly coming back. If you're having issues with these types of things, please do not hesitate to contact us. I think we specialize in being a pain in the butt to the VA Congressional Liaison Office and the administrators. Helen specifically specializes in not a pain, being persistent. Persistent is the right word.
Along that same vein, a lot of veterans are requesting their copies of their DD-214s or their military records, and National Archive seems to not have caught up with the pace. Is there any conversation in Washington regarding the digitization of the archive, or how they're going to catch up on the backlog?
Well, actually, yeah, there was a piece of legislation that was in the House, I believe it was a couple of weeks ago, that actually specifically dealt with the National Archives and documentation for veterans. There is a move by members of the House to get them to digitize. I think we passed it out a couple of weeks ago. I'm not sure where that is in the Senate docket right now, but the Senate should move immediately to do that. I mean, again, it's 2022, man. Like, come on, man. I could pull up my insurance cards on my phone and show them, like, here, look, it's right there, and text it to the doctor. So if I can do that, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to access vital records associated, with your service to this nation. It just doesn't make sense anymore, especially with the fact of where we're going to now from a digital perspective, digital security, not just so much digital transparency, where you can, whether it's you want to do specific encoding into the document, you want to lock the document, you want to put passcodes on it, stuff that we have been doing in the real world 25 years ago. I like that song, that's a good song. Something we were doing in the real world 25 years ago, 15 years ago. Anybody who's gotten a PDF in an email that required a passcode, like, this is simple stuff. So we should definitely be doing that. There was legislation that I believe came through. I forgot who was a sponsor of it, but I remember specifically seeing it, and I was like, oh, we're actually doing something that matters. This is good stuff. So I was glad to see that the House, we voted on that. So that's where we are right now. But there, again, National Archives is another agency way behind, focus on the wrong things. I'll leave it there.